up, what's up, what's up, Facebook? What's up, Mr. and Mrs. Facebook? How are you? Maybe I could move the camera back a little bit. Give me some more headroom up in here. Why are laughing and crying effectively crucial life skills? Learning to laugh and cry, or allowing oneself to laugh and cry, is one thing, right? Most people don't even get into that space of it's okay to laugh or it's okay to cry. That's huge. I did a whole workshop in Finland on, I call it quantum comedy, which is basically allowing people the opportunity to laugh, or having no reason, needing no reason to laugh, and just letting it be. Yeah? But that's not what this is about in this conversation. What this is about is when we actually do laugh, or when we actually do cry, there's biological mechanics at play. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to actually imitate a few laughs, and I'm going to imitate a few cries, and kind of show you what I mean. So here's an example of, or I guess I'll just preface it with saying, most crying and most laughing is withholding of the full experience. It's usually got elements of suppression built into it, right? So there's a whimper, there's a giggle, there's a, that's like on the low end, that's high suppression, whimper and a giggle. There's medium strength, like a chuckle and a sob, you could say, or chuckle and what's a medium cry called? Tears. And then there's a full-on laughter, right? And sobbing. This would be on the heavier side. And then on the extreme side, there's like hysterical laughter and wailing, right? So these are like the scales of intensity, the scales of energetic release. And so the deeper we go into it, the more energy actually moves, and the more we're able to feel the origin of the wounding that is causing or requiring the energy to release. A lot of people are conditioned to not allow the full release. So I'm going to give you an example of like a laugh which is kind of caving in on itself, okay? So like true authentic laughter would be an output. It is the masculine energy coming out of the throat and coming out of the system. Ha 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 ha. And see, it's like moving clearly and bluntly. But you'll notice sometimes people laugh kind of like and it's like an in-breath and an out-breath, and an in-breath and an out-breath. And it's like it's an unconscious, habituated form of laughter. And so it's resisting itself, and it's not actually productive for the wounding, for the emotional wound which wants that release, right? You know, there's just energy in the body that is stuck and wants to come out, and that's why it's triggering laughter. That's why it's funny. That's why there's, there wouldn't be, if there was nothing to laugh from, laughter wouldn't even really exist. If it wasn't tickling some kind of paradoxical, sense in the body, then there's not going to be anything to release. So now we have a barking dog. See, and it makes me laugh. Barking dog paradox. I'm doing a Facebook Live. Dog is barking while I'm doing the Facebook Live. So it hits a part of my body where energy is stored, and I say, ha ha ha, and it actually releases the energy from that spot. Maybe I need to close the door, we'll see. Oh no, someone's just driving by and they're barking at that person. So I want to illustrate something. I brought a couple of sticks. I just want to illustrate something about sound, about the nature of audio. Most people don't give audio the energetic importance that it really deserves. Like people will feel a heat lamp and they'll say that's a lot of energy coming from that heat lamp. Or people will feel an emotion and say, oh, that's a lot of energy in that emotion. Or people will, feel the bass of a car stereo system. Oh, that's a lot of energy because I can feel the bass of that system. But I want to show you, I'm going to hit these sticks together and they make a sound, right? So my energy from my willpower into my hands transferred into these sticks results in a sound, and that energy has to go somewhere. It has to be released in some way, and so it's being released. It's not creating heat, right? It's being released in the form of sound. And I feel a little bit of vibration in the sticks too, so that's one of the ways the energy is being transferred and released. But the sound is very important, and people will often forget that this is actually a form of energetic release, right? So if we are crying or if we're laughing, if we can actually allow for the sound, for a sound, we can experiment. We don't even need to know what it is right off the bat. But if I have the urge to laugh and I say, and there's more sound that could come out, then I'm actually restricting the, you could say, the healing possibility, the depth of the healing. So if I really go for it, that actually moves more energy and it makes for a bigger transformational experience. And the same with sobbing, right? It creates energetic transfer from the source of the wound into the air and the earth and the surrounding area. So by making this transfer, we're allowing the energy to dissipate. And so a lot of crying, a lot of laughing is very habituated. The shape of the face, the constriction of the throat, the muffling of the sound. So what if we, rather than not necessarily indulging in the identification of the crying or the laughing, but what if we actually encouraged it and slightly, to some degree, if necessary, even pushed it out a little bit, right? So if we would normally laugh like, we could encourage it a little more and push it out a little more, and when we have the opportunity to laugh, and just like give it what it really wants, right? And it doesn't have to be fake, it doesn't have to be inauthentic, but this is just stripping away the conditioning which causes us to half laugh or half cry because of how it might look, or how it might sound, or how it might make other people feel, or we might feel guilty, or we might feel annoying, or we might feel, embarrassed, or whatever it is. So this is really what I wanted to convey. I can keep it short this time. It's very simple, mechanical, but this is super important, and a lot of people need to hear this. And so part of the reason I'm creating this video is so that I can share it with my clients before starting a session, because I like to make sure you have all the information so that I don't need to go over this in a session, so that it's kind of handled so that this is free. I don't want people to pay for education. I only ask people to pay for experiences. So enjoy that, and if you have any other questions you'd like me to make a video on, let me know. Would love to be of service in providing free education on emotional healing, transformation, higher consciousness, inner peace, all that juicy stuff. So thank you for checking this out. Looking forward to more in the future.